Welcome back. As we earlier said, we need to take a comprehensive look over how to invest over the virtues and the values of the good manners that we exercise in Ramadan and to continue with it for the rest of our lives, not only throughout the holy month. And we're very delighted to be having with us one of the most prominent figures in civil society, Dr. Amany Hola, and she's going to give us her in thoughts of that particular topic. Good morning, Dr. Hola. Let's first talk about the virtues of the holy month. Virtues of the holy month are very precious. Well, probably people just recite them, but they don't work with them. They just try to exercise them during the holy month, and then they somehow get drifted away. Like everybody.
You are touching actually the character of Egyptian people. We used to be very excited and overexcited of all the good ideas, but gradually we start to be busy and we lose interest. According to the Prophet say, خير الأعمال أدومها وإن قل. The best acts to do is the maintenance, the maintained part, even if it was very few. But we try to achieve some few goals and not to be over expecting from people, to give them a chance to be able to achieve the goals. So volunteering work in Egypt needs to be more organized and more easy to reach. This is what we are trying to do in our organization, and I think also in the great initiative Decent Life of the President Sisi has this nice track, because the simplest thing you can do, starting from even painting a wall, it's a part of the volunteer work you can help in, and to feel happy by achieving small goals.
Of course, in addition to President Sisi's directives to dedicate this year as the year of civil society, and he even formed the union of civil society organizations, around like 20 different organizations were selected, or 14, around, and not more than 20. And they're working on the ground, achieving, of course, in addition with the support and empowerment of Decent Life and the Ministry of Solidarity. But what are the most, let us say, severe cases that need to be taken action with in society?
Actually, we are suffering a lot from the problem of the drugs. This is one of the biggest problems we are suffering from, especially because it's targeting the youth, starting from very early ages. So I'm so happy with the campaign of Muhammad Salah about drugs, and because he is very popular star.
He's also a role model for youth.
Yes, of course. All his life actually is a good model for them. This is one of the good steps, but it's not the only one. Of course, we need a lot of engagement with people to make easy to people to reach places for recovery and for
foundation for civil societies.
Of course, and the simple model about the helping people is much better than praying for many years. Just to help one person to change his life or to improve his life is much better for God than praying for him for many years. And a lot of says from Prophet Muhammad also talking about that. It's a kind of praying when you are working, especially to help people. It's a kind of praying also.
Right. It is a kind of praying, and probably that particular point, there is a misconception about this amongst some different sectors of society. They don't have the awareness or the notion of going to the ground and stretching their hands and reaching out to homes in informal settlements and the needy people, to be able to ask them for what exactly they would need, and they would be able to try to sort out their problems and try to assist them. And that is
You know,
exactly.
especially for the extremists, they used to take the religion in a different
Exactly.
concept.
Theoretically, only a theoretical religion. But this is becoming the mission of the civil society right now. So how is the non-governmental institutions like those organizations, and you are one of the biggest organizations also that is doing so, you can talk about yourself, for example, because you're doing quite an excellent job in one of the hardest sectors of, I mean, a very, very difficult job to do, which is stretching your hands to kids in the street and helping them, and try not just to give them charity. I know how, your principles, you teach them a profession and teach them how to make a living.
Yes.
Which one of the best principles.
Yes. Now we are also trying to improve ourselves and upgrade our way of helping them. Now we change our mission from vocational training to technology or technological training, because all the factories, all the industrial systems starting to be more sophisticated, depending more on computerized machines. But we are not now depending on the handy work, which is used to be primitive before. Now we are targeting the young youth starting from 16 to 18 years old, especially who are living in the orphanages. We are trying to reach them and to give them a course of the CNC laser machines. These machines are the most the latest, and it's found in all the modern industries. With different applications, for fabrics, for furniture, for metal, for all the name whatever the industry are talking about, you will find some kind of CNC laser machines, some in one step, one or more steps in the industry itself. So we are trying to give them the initial courses to have the basics of this very important work in the vocational work, so they can start up their lives after they go out of the orphanage with armed with a very good skills. It will help them to start easily in any factory.
Exactly, and this is something great that you're doing, especially that we are already, we entered the age of digitalization, and there is nothing that is not working through technology. I mean, the primitive ways are declining. However, it's precious, but it's declining. But at the same time, there must be difficulties and there must be challenges while you try to do so, because financial support is very important.
Actually, we are trying to reach the goals can be achieved by money through different ways. For example, we have already the laser machine, which they will work because our work, our training is practical. Part of it is theoretical, but most of it is practical. They have to do it themselves and to produce the products by themselves. So we have already the machine. We have the materials and the experts who will teach them. We are trying to minimize the costs. Part of their work is volunteering, but still we need money. We are making like what we call it donations for each case alone. For example, we were talking about somebody you are helping before the show. You can help him by giving him a scholarship to learn this course.
Of course.
But it's very easy because it's
and it's going to empower the rest of his life.
Of course, and we are making like an ethical deal with him. When you are finishing the course, you will help somebody else to learn the course, even by helping us in the training itself. But we gain more volunteers who already having the idea about the point, and also they practice more, but they achieve more experience by helping us in teaching to other youth after finishing.
Exactly. What you're saying is very important, because this is one of the best ways to be able to serve society, and especially that if this is sustainable service to society, and sustainable charity, and sustainable civil work, instead of giving donations, instead of giving charity, instead of distributing food and distributing
consumption
gifts
way.
that is going to expire quickly. The next day they would again depend
Yes.
on you.
Of course.
But teaching them a profession, and giving them scholarships, and empowering their characters, and boosting their egos and their self-confidence is the best thing to do.
Yes.
For those people. So I want you to talk to us about the principles of civil society, and principles of helping communities and helping the society the best way.
This is, you are touching a very important point, because people in Egypt are very sympathetic and very helpful and very emotional, but in my opinion,
directed in the wrong way.
I'm sorry, in a wrong way.
Like donating, for example, money to mosques, and then they would establish like furniture, or establishing air condition or something like that, without real solid help for the
we have a very big actually source or target for people who are trying to help brides and grooms to get married. I think this is very wrong step. Why don't help them to work, and then they bring whatever they need by themselves, instead of teaching them how to lose their dignity and how to just be begging for their furniture. This is unfortunately a very negative way, and people, they feel
having
very
more
happy.
commitments by having children.
Of course,
with no livelihood.
They take, they already received everything in a simple way and easy way. But easy come, easy go. They just start to produce children and feel responsible for them, and we start a new, unfortunately, negative families. But I hope people who are helping and trying to make something good, put it in a productive way, not in just a consumption way. For example, teaching people, providing them with some machines or whatever things they can help them to create a profession, like sewing machines, whatever. There are many
whatever
ideas.
Specializations, because those people are really very smart.
And if you just enforce them or give them an encouragement to improve their skills, it will help. But when they have two choices, an easy way and difficult way, they will choose the easy way. But we try to cut off this easy way, please, because they are resisting even to improve themselves, because they find a simple way to get money from nothing. Just
which is wrong.
Of course, many times we read in the news about beggars who are
millionaire beggars,
and they have, for example, the result of one day is 1,000 pounds or maybe more.
Lucky beggars.
And of course, they are limped. They cannot walk. When they are caught, they run away. They are pretending they are committing crimes by stealing or kidnapping kids, by doing something wrong with them. Sometimes they
or abusing their own children and selling them,
and preventing them from going to schools. This is one of the biggest problems we are suffering when we receive children. Their families are our biggest resistance to improve them.
Right. So these are values that and principles that people should care to know, and they're very rare. There is nobody ever to be able to shed the light over these particular principles. These are the real values, not just wasting your money and getting it off your shoulder, throwing them away. I gave my charity, and that's it. I'm a very good citizen. And at the same time, the society is collapsing, and still there are people, low income brackets, in need for help.
You are giving a bad model when the neighbors and the relatives of the people who are starting to receive donations see the changes in their life. They become more
independent,
rich. They have more money by
more
the easy
dependent.
way.
Right, I'm sorry.
And we have different models. If you are creating negativity or a negative model, other people start to take the same track. So you are not only hurting one person, you are giving a negativity to the community itself. But I hope people start to be more positive in their help. If you want to help, start with your small circle, going
small projects.
Yeah, going around your areas. Also, please, I hope people help with the upgrading of the service in the orphanage, because they need actually some kind of supervision, especially the people supervision is much more effective than the governmental. If you are
the volunteers, you mean?
If you are starting to be a regular visitor to,
because you work with passion,
and also because you make sudden visits, discovering by your own eyes what's going on. If you see maluse of the children, or any traces of
any violations or anything,
you can help much more, and try to be, make it regular to make a good relation with the orphans themselves, because they are suffering from strangers coming and disappearing, They need to have friends, they need to have
stable
family.
people, stable relations.
Yes, they feel loyal to somebody who is a big friend or a mentor, or somebody I can feel I have community, I have some kind of not family, but actually people are caring about me. It helps a lot in their personalities.
It helps a lot. Change their life.
Yeah, of course.
To have someone to believe in them.
Yes.
Don't you think that what you're saying is really very encouraging, but at the same time that would be interpreted into too many points, or several points, like collaborating between more than two sectors, or more than different sectors, like organizing this particular idea or approach or initiative by civil society, collaborating between different forces, like the volunteers. Ministry of Solidarity also should be enforcing those volunteers and giving them some sort of empowerment, like law enforcement somehow. Yes. To be able to supervise with strength, with no resistance of the people who are in charge. At the same time, organizing this particular activity by the civil society with the volunteers, to be able to schedule their activities with the orphanages, so that they would be doing something really useful.
Of course.
How is that going to happen?
I hope everybody feels that it's not an option to help people or not. Make, even if 5% of your time dedicated to help the others. Whatever you feel passionate about, you are happy with. If you are having some hobbies, if you can draw, if you can sing, if you can play music, if you can even talk, even tell stories, don't ignore any thing you can do in a nice way, and try to use it the best way you can use to make it to make some people happy with it. Don't ignore your some people they used to say to me, I want to volunteer but I don't know what to do.
Exactly.
Discover yourself, discover what makes you smile, what makes you happy. then يعني focus on it and try to improve it and try to help people with it. It's very important. Even يعني the simplest way just to talk and to listen to them, it's very يعني important point.
Nourishing to the spirit.
Very much.
But at the same time, awareness also concerning those points is very important by the civil society in order not to waste the charity and waste the efforts and activities.
Yes, and actually we cannot ignore that the internet now becomes a very big window to receive a lot of knowledge, a lot of data, to improve your skills, to discover the things you can help with. So I hope people start to put 5% only of their time to help others.
Exactly, Dr. Amany Hola, one of the icons of civil society. We'd like to thank you so much.
Thank
and you have a beautiful day, and all the best to you. And we're going to go to a short break, and we'll come to continue the breakfast show, so stay with us.